bugger! I've just realised it's the show tonight. I can't believe it. There's like 10 minutes to get ready. I need to find Belle. Let's get a shift on. Oh crap, we need a brew. Don't run with brews. Babe, what are you doing? We've got the show.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? 2 minutes.
Come on, what are you doing?
I said 2 minutes. You can't perfect this in less.
Right, come on, babe, we're late. Hello and welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens. I'm Car Boot Chris and this is Bargain Belle, my trusty assistant.
Did you miss me all last week?
Oh yeah, you weren't here, were you?
No,
I nearly forgot.
You forgot.
I know. It's great to be back on a Monday night with my other half.
Better.
Mm-hmm.
Half.
And we have got a bumper show tonight. We've been waiting to do this show for quite a while. It's going to be all about tikis, and there are some real bolos out there to find in the tiki world. If you want to stay tuned, Jason T. Smith is going to come on, and we're going to talk all about tikis. We're going to have some fun along the way. We've got 2 duck races tonight. Jason is going to send out a prize of his own in a separate race later on. So there's 2 duck races. So you all entered. Everyone who commented on last week's show will be entered tonight, and you have 2 chances to win. So yeah,
a chance of it going wrong.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, so that's what you can expect from tonight's show. Lots of fun and tiki talk, and also we're going to launch the UK TIKI Treasure Hunt. We kind of soft launched it a few weeks ago, but tonight is the night we are officially launching it. So look out for that. So I hope you enjoy the show. Let's see who we've got in before we bring Jason on. Do you want to do it? I've talked enough.
With you. You've talked enough. You've only been going for like 3 minutes. And what was that?
Something exploded. Is it a battery?
I hope not.
I think a battery exploded.
I hope not, because it's in a box full of other batteries.
Boom.
To top it off, we have Mr. Claus in. Hello, Santa.
Hi, Santa.
We've got Jack of all trades. We have Tori. We have Debbie Weaver.
Hi, Debbie.
Chris Tyler. Jason Entwistle. Jane Brown. John B. Emsden. I can't believe you came on last week when I wasn't even here. Thanks for that.
I know.
Tap Peddler.
They were good as well.
They were. I did see some of it. Tori.
You said Tori.
Never say Tori.
Yeah.
Tori's worthwhile saying more than once. Left-handed hummingbird. The monkey fifter. Thrifter. Marianne Severson. Hello from sunny California. Hello.
Southern.
That's what I said.
Oh yeah, sunny Southern California.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Sorry.
Delboy Dan. Tam and Bell Sells. Samuel MBE.
Hello. How do you say Tam and Bell?
Yeah, lots of people saying hello to each other. Oh, Jason's in. Hi, Jason. Cherry Jane is with us. Bang Bang Duck. Joan.
Hi, Joe.
Joe Simmer.
Hi, Joe. Queenie.
Queenie. Fix It for Reselling.
Hi, guys. Whoops, a daisy, I've jumped.
Laura. I can't believe you met Chris without me, Laura. What's that all about?
No, yeah, we met these guys
What's
at the weekend at a boot sale, and they literally saw me
Not
coming.
impressed.
Seriously, I spent half my money on theirs.
Wasn't it Wednesday? We've lost track of what
don't know.
days we're on.
It was Wednesday, yeah. They must have seen me coming. I spent half my money at their store.
Mike Calpin.
Hi, Mike. Come on, let's get to the bottom.
Ian.
Stephen on Facebook.
Oliver Ian, Stacey Rogers, Tonks Boutique,
Ooh.
Sai.
Hi, Sai.
Zippy, another flipping Brummy.
Oh, it's jumped again. Yeah, there's Zippy.
Bang Bang says, I keep asking antique traders at car boot sales if they've got any TIKI mugs.
Exactly.
No,
that's totally true, Bang Bang. That's totally true. I'll tell you in a bit about a situation that happened where I actually educated someone on TIKI. Not very much, but I told them it was TIKI.
Katan is with us with his jokes. What is story time called when you read to ducklings? DuckTales.
Oh, that's a good one. I like DuckTales.
John at YLM.
Hi, John. Who else? Come on.
Walter Freeman.
Walter,
CMB. I said Oliver Ian, didn't I?
Yeah.
Laura Murphy.
Hi, Laura.
Space Invader.
We're there.
And
Come
we're
on.
at the bottom. Woohoo!
Yes, get in there. That was super fast. Jason, Santa says, Jason, I was asking Car Boot Chris if the T in Jason T. Smith was for TIKI or thrifting.
And it Thomas. Is it Jason Thomas?
I'm not sure. We'll ask him in a minute. Yeah, okay, we're at the bottom. So, yeah, we've got a bumper show tonight. And do you like our very own TIKI mugs? Gremlins.
This was Chris's birthday present last year.
Was it? No, it wasn't.
Was it a year before?
A couple of years now.
It was when we were at Modborough.
There's a couple of people in the chat who definitely want these because Cherry already says, I want it. TIKI cup.
And we've got
TIKI mug.
We're being very suave. We've got pins in them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jason won't be happy. It should be rum.
No, we're settling with pins. Okay,
right. We've got loads to chat about. You can hardly ever find tikis in the wild here in the UK, but we're going to try and help you find some. And to do that, we're going to bring on the expert, the world expert on TIKI. I'm bigging him up big style here. The world leading expert on TIKI. Hey, here he is.
That was a hell of a build-up. I don't know if I'm the world expert. I'm definitely the expert in this house.
That'll do.
That counts for everything, Jason.
We know you've got a lot of knowledge.
Aloha.
Now, a lot of people in our chat will know who you are, but there might be a few new people. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Jason T. Smith, and the T is very boring. Stands for Todd, but I was a teenager of the 80s, so I convinced everybody it stood for totally. So it was Jason Totally Smith.
That's about that.
I was almost
I've been thrifting my whole life. I ended up getting my own TV show for a couple of seasons that was on all over the world called Thrift Hunters. And then the History Channel hired me to be on Pawn Stars for a little while. And here we are today. I've been collecting TIKI since February of 2000. And so here we are over 22 years later. And I have a problem. Hi, my name is Jason. I am a TIKI addict. And I'll have pictures to show you. And then you'll be like, oh, yeah, you have a problem.
Yeah. You've told us that Stacey is away for a little while, but really there's just no space for her anymore, is there? You've literally had to move her out.
Yeah, but the funny thing is we're going to be building another bar in our new place in Phoenix where Stacey works and lives most of the time. So I got to start building a whole new little corner for TIKI in a new house. So. I got ideas swirling.
How many TIKI mugs did you say you had?
On display about 1,300.
How do you even display 1,300?
Well, I do have pictures. We will definitely get to that, so you'll see. But
okay.
The good thing is, and something I teach, and we'll talk about a little bit later, I teach selling CDs online. So when you buy people's whole CD collections, CDs and a lot of TIKI mugs are the same height. So a lot of the shelves around our house are just old CD shelves that fit mugs really nice.
Yeah, I get you.
That's cool. And if they're adjustable, then you can adjust them for the taller ones.
Excellent. Chris Tyler's got a quick question for Jason. Do they have many Toby jugs in the USA?
Yeah, you see them out and about. I have a couple in my collection.
Yeah, we do see him around.
You got that. Was it Toby Jugs that you got that massive bulk load of?
No, they're Steins.
Oh, Steins.
But no, the Toby ones.
All the same things. Pop things that yay high.
They're not, a million miles away. Not a million miles away. Let's see if we've got any chat. I'll try and keep on the chat. If anyone has a question during this chat, then just put it in like capitals or something, question, and we'll try and get to it as we go along.
I noticed that Oliver here mentioned that you've now got a shirt to go with your tan.
Yes.
Slowly turning tropical.
Oh, sorry. I meant to put Debbie's comment up. And now my husband and I have that same tiki problem. How many tiki mugs does Debbie have?
So Debbie, she just told me she has, and she's giving me shit that I'm not drinking out of a tiki mug right now. They have about 120-ish. So Debbie and I have been friends a long, long time, and I teach people not only to appreciate the art, but also you can make money on. Obviously, that's why we're all here. But a lot of my friends, Debbie being the main one, besides, flipping tiki mugs to make money, they get into it. They get into going to the tiki bars and collecting the mugs. Debbie filled up a glass display case she had, and then she had to buy a second one and then a third one. And so I see a lot of friends doing that, and I start seeing them going to tiki bars around where they live. So it's fun to see people got to go from the, hey, let's make money to, oh, this is a ton of fun. I want to start collecting it.
Yeah.
So is most of your collection new tiki mugs?
No, I would say probably about 30% vintage, 70% modern. It used to be the other way, but there's so many artists nowadays that are making true just pieces of art that I'm really digging what they're putting out. And all these mug makers, or not all, but a lot of them are pushing the envelope on what it is and how it is. My buddy Al made a tiki mug that has a bobblehead to it. I'm like, dang, that was some engineering.
That's cool.
And so it's the art itself is pretty amazing, and they're very highly collectible. And then when you run out of space, you go, okay, which ones don't I like anymore? And then, oh, they're worth a lot of money, so let's get rid of those.
So as Chris always tells me with his collectibles, they're an investment.
Oh yeah.
Here's a good question. I mean, we'll get into everything in a minute, but whilst we're talking about money, what's the most expensive tiki mug you ever sold?
All right, Si, only 1K in tiki. That's your first lesson. 1K in tiki. I think $1,200.
Wow.
And I do
don't want that to get broke in the post.
Don't think we're getting that for Gizmo.
No, you're definitely not getting $1,200 for Gizmo.
Before we get started, right, after we kind of became friends a few years back, and I was learning a bit about tiki, I found this one, and now I know this is worth a lot of money, right? I mean, this is a classic.
Let me see the bottom.
It's ugly.
Yeah, very generic, and not that a blank bottom means always generic, because I do have some expensive ones that have blank bottoms, but that's a modern generic one. It's not bad. It's not great. You're not getting $1,200 for it, but it's a decent mug. And that's the kind of mug that if you do build a little tiki bar in your house, you don't want to serve your friends drinks in the good ones because your friends are sloppy and they drop things. You want to serve them the drinks in the crappy ones. So if they do drop them, ain't no big deal.
Yeah. I found that one in a charity shop here in the UK, but I've never ever seen one since, and I've never found one at a boot sale, but I'll talk about that later. So where do you want to start with tiki?
So let me give a quick brief history, just so people kind of know where it started and where we're at, and then I'll share some pictures of my house, and then I have some live examples here, so things you can look for, and I also have live examples of things you want to skip, because that's the important part. When you teach anybody anything about reselling, it's always good to show here's what you want to find, but here's what you're going to see a lot of, and you don't want those because they're worthless. So if you wouldn't mind popping up my picture.
Yeah.
So this gentleman right here is Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant, born in Mejia, Texas. And I'll cut to right to the point where he became really famous. He turned his name into Don Beach, and he opened the first tiki bar in 1933 in Hollywood. My mouse over there. It was called Don's Beachcomber Cafe, which ended up over the years changing to just Don the Beachcomber. And that was a little tailor shop. That's actually a hotel we're looking at, or a motel. In the bottom corner was a little tailor shop. Went out of business. He rented it. And oops, I guess I didn't have that picture. He rented it and had seating for like 20 people, and that was 33, and that was the birth of the Tiki Bar. So here we are, just 11 years away from the 100th anniversary of the first Tiki Bar. A guy by the name of Vic Bergeron heard about this big bar in Hollywood, and he had a little tiny bar in San Francisco. So he came down, spent a week at the bar, sucked up all the knowledge and the atmosphere and the rum drinks, and went back to San Francisco and turned his bar into what we know as Trader Vic's nowadays. And there's a Trader Vic's right in London that is amazing, that looks just like this. So there's a Trader Vic's in San Francisco still, Trader Vic's in London, Trader Vic's in Germany. There's a Trader Vic's in the San Jose airport. So there's still Trader Vic's in Atlanta. So Vic and Don were the two big players in the tiki world. And then along came Stephen Crane, who was basically not a grifter, but a charlatan. He sold everyone a bill of goods that he came from money, and he's this big, amazing guy. And here he is married to Lana Turner, big time Hollywood actress. And he created a place called the Luau in Beverly Hills. And so they were the three big players, and then kind of the birth of the Tiki Bar. And he didn't come from money. He was born in a little dumpy town in Indiana. So everything he told people in Hollywood was a lie, but they believed it enough that he married an actress. He built a bar that was very successful. So that's kind of where where it all started. So that is the beginning of the Tiki movement. Now, the cool thing is they're making a movie on Don Beach called The Don of Tiki. And what happened was one of the things that was a big change in Don's life was this woman started hanging out at the bar, and she kind of fell in love with the bar and the man who ran it. So she ended up marrying Don. And then 3 years later, they divorced, and she bought out his company. And basically, he became a hired gun to his own company that bore his name. And so she ran the company, and she said, the first thing we have to do is expand. And she took the company from Hollywood. Well, she took the company from the small space in Hollywood to a bigger space, and then expanded to Chicago. And I own all the business ledgers from the Chicago Down the Beachcomber. So these ledgers go from 1939 to 1982, and it gives the whole history of that specific location, including where she gave half of the business to the Chicago mob right out the gate.
Wow.
She said, we need to be successful. Here, mob, have half the business. And so here I am being filmed for that movie. So I'll be in the documentary, The Don of Tiki.
Oh, nice.
And the cool thing is, they had filmed a good portion of the movie, and then I'm the one that had facts, because a lot of people just had stories they heard. So I had facts because I had the ledgers, and so they're using me to fill in the space. And the cool thing is, you'll hear me talk, and then they're going to animate what I'm talking about. So they're going to create what happened in 1940 when she handed half of the company to the mob. So it should be a very cool thing when it comes out sometime in 2023.
Oh, I bet you're dead chuffed that you got involved with that.
Oh yeah, because I'm such a nerd for all these kind of things. I sent the director and the producer 82 talking points, and I got an email back. They're like, well, no one's ever sent us 82 talking points before. So they drove out from LA to Vegas, and they read through them, and then they kind of crafted how they were going to ask me questions so I can narrate the story. And they asked me one question, and I talked for 20 straight minutes, and the director goes, well, that's 17 things off the list. So they recorded me for 6 straight hours. So
wow.
You were kind of lucky in which direction then. You could have just been put on the crazy pile and been bad, but it went the good route.
Because I asked him, I go, do you guys have anybody on camera that just didn't know what to do? Because having my own TV show, being on Pawn Stars, I know exactly what to do when filming. And they're like, oh, yeah, we've had a few that just, they look at the camera and they freeze. And then, anytime you're on camera for anything, if you give one word answers, that's not good.
Mm.
So tell me about the, what do you think about the history of Tiki? It's cool.
Yeah, that's not interesting, is it?
Not a bit. This is my lovely wife, Stacy, and it's all her collection too. So I didn't want you to think that this was all me, but I do most of the decorating. Is she just
as much into it as you?
Yeah. So what happened was we had lived in Cleveland, Ohio, in the countryside of Cleveland, Ohio, and we moved to Southern California in the fall of 2000. So enjoyed our first warm winter, and then the spring started to come. I'm like, let's get rid of our Cleveland furniture and decor. And she goes, what do you want to do? And I said, the Tiki movement just got rebirthed. So Tiki went from 33 to about early 70s. And like other things, disco killed Tiki. All the Tiki bars turned into what they call fern bars, and then the drinks became horrible. And so Tiki got a revival at the end of the 90s, and it started in 2000. So when I said, hey, I want to change our decor, she said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. How about Tiki, beachy, piratey, Hawaiian-y? We're living next to a lagoon in Southern California. We're a mile from the beach. And she said, sure. And so here we are in our house 22 years later. And I'll give you some pictures of the collection as we're just shooting the breeze here. And then, like I said, I have live examples to show you. This is our nautical shelf. So everything on here is like piratey or kraken or underwater diver or mermaid. And yes, that is a bobblehead of me right in the middle. My wife got that for Christmas one year. That is not a Tiki collectible.
Wow, you got so many cool ones.
If you see the big skull kind of down towards the right there, that is actually a Tiki mug. And you can see right through the eyes. So like I was telling you about how they're making just pieces of art to make a mug, or actually it's a bowl because of the size that you can look straight through. It's just amazing. So a friend of ours is a puppeteer. He's a puppeteer for a living, and he made a fully animatronic parrot from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride for our bar. So when you're sitting at our bar drinking, the parrot will do the whole speech given in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And it moves and it talks.
That's way better than your singing fish.
Holy crap.
So the mugs on the left are all Disney, and the mugs on the right are all the different mugs from Frankie's Tiki Bar, which is the bar here in Vegas that we spend once a week at.
Is that the one we went to?
Yes.
Is that the one you got Chris drunk in?
Yes.
Okay. Tori said, what is the most sought after Tiki mug?
I'll bring up a picture of it. Actually, hang on. It might be in one of my pictures.
If it's to come, you can wait.
Yeah, we have a 2-story house, and there's like this nice tall foyer as you walk in the house with the stairs going up. So we decided right away we were going to fill that big ass tall wall with art. So we got one space left in that corner, but we have the piece of art. We just need to get my neighbor and a ladder over to get it up there. And then once you get into Tiki's all about rum cocktails. There's a little bit of gin, just a smidge of tequila, but it's like 97% rum. So we have our home bar. It's full of rum. We have about 125 rums. I had to clean it out one day. So here it is empty. And then here's all the rum waiting to go back onto the shelves. And that's just a portion of it. So when you fall down this rabbit hole, you spend a lot of money on art, on Tiki mugs, on rum, and you fill your house up. Speaking of, normal people would call this the dining room. We don't. This is the what we call the Den of Sin. That is our home Tiki bar, and here's a good wall of Tiki mugs. So I'll let that sit for a second.
You seriously would not want my clumsy ass in your house, Jason. I just wouldn't trust myself. I'd be literally stood in the middle of the room, just in case.
I'll tell you a story, Belle. My parents were out visiting about 8 years ago, and they were with a friend of theirs who they've been friends with since nursery school. And my folks are at the time were in their early 70s, and she had brought her husband. So I'm walking by the friend one day who's like 68 years old, and she's on my computer Googling ceramic repair, Henderson, Nevada. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, you're probably not going to be happy. I'm like, yeah, seeing how my whole house is ceramics. What in the hell? So she picked up a mug to look at it, didn't realize it had 2 pieces to it, turned it, the top fell off and smashed on the tile.
Ooh.
And I wasn't going to yell at a 68-year-old woman, but I pulled my mom aside later. I'm like, the 4-year-old that lives across the street, she knows to look with her eyes, not her hands. Come on.
Oh no!
New little set of shelves in the corner. This is the opposite wall of the wall I just showed you. So yeah, no room for dining room tables anymore. It's all just mugs and some art and salt and pepper shakers. Another angle of the wall in the dining room.
Are your mugs insured?
Yes. So speaking of art, if you see the green one with the yellow tusks, That's a brand new mug from a bar we love in Ventura, California. And that's a ballsy make. It was a mass-produced one because some of the artists make them in their own kilns, limited runs, and then some others hired the companies to make 500 or 1,000. That was mass-produced, but those tusks, that's a ballsy make to make that and make sure that they all show up from China to your bar with all the tusks intact. That I'm like, you got balls to do that, but it turned out great. I love the mug.
It looks great.
And then there's a tall shot of it. So there is one of the $1,000 mugs right there, that red one. And at the time when I took this picture, I had two, but that's the one I sold for $1,200 sitting behind it.
How did you
made by a famous mug maker, and it was for Sammy Hagar, the rock star, and it's signed by Sammy. So you get that crossover of mug collectors and rock memorabilia collectors. And I don't think I brought any over. Coconut mugs are part of the Tiki Mugs. Not everything is a Tiki. Coconuts are a big part of it. And I have a whole set of shelves just for coconut mugs.
Oh, I like the coconut ones. They're cute.
And then there's our home bar is called the Den of Sin. That's our logo right there. And then we've had our friends who are creative make things. So that's a lamp. Excuse me, a Den of Sin lamp. This a gorgeous black velvet painting I found at an estate sale for way too cheap. I actually bought 6 black velvets. 3 of the 6 were nudes, and all this size, and there was only $400 for all 6 of them. And the woman running the estate sale goes, I didn't price these. These are way too low. And I said, oh, I'm well aware they're way too low. So thank you. Here's my $400. Bye-bye.
Yeah, run.
I'll see you later. This is the other wall of the dining room, down from those other shelves. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're going to have this collection, as Belle was saying, she's so clumsy to be around it. Can't have a dog with a waggy tail, and you can't have a cat because cats go, oh, what's this? Knock.
Yeah. Climbing.
All right. So let's talk about things that don't look like Tiki Mugs that are. So now I'm going to start educating you. You see my collection. So hopefully you have an idea if I know what I'm talking about. Doing this collecting for 22 years. So when Trader Vic opened his first bar, it was called Hinky Dinks, and the scene was a hunting lodge with some taxidermy heads and stuff. He then switched to Tiki because he saw it was way cooler, but he still wanted to keep a little bit of the hunting in there. So this is the big shot, the sure shot, and the little shot, and they look like spent shotgun shells. And so most people and they don't say Trader Vic's anywhere. So most people who see these, don't know it's Tiki and definitely don't know it's from Trader Vic's, but these are worth a lot of money. Like these 3 alone would sell, in this lot together would sell for $150.
Okay.
See, you would never have.
I wouldn't have thought that was Tiki.
That's closer to uranium glass for me.
And they have both green and red. The red's harder to find. And I found these at a flea market here in Vegas, and I was probably an hour late getting there. And there are a lot of Tiki people in Vegas, and somehow they missed it. The guy had 12 glasses of the various sizes on his table for $40 total. I could not. I mean, I didn't know haggling. Much to your chagrin and my mom's chagrin, I didn't know haggling. I threw him 2 20s and I grabbed him and I ran away.
Yeah. Nice.
Now here's one that you would never think is a Tiki mug. This is from from Trader Vic's in San Francisco. So many years ago, they made a mug out of a cable car and they served a very specific drink in it. And so if you would see this, everyone who doesn't, collect Tiki and such would think, oh, is that a planter? That for your little flowers? So no one would ever see it and go, oh, that's a Tiki mug.
No, definitely not.
Let me grab it. So, here's an actual Tiki. They're not all Tikis, but here's an actual Tiki. And so there's a lot with girls surfing on it. And these are all 3, although they look relatively the same, they are from 3 different locations. And so that's where, if you're not a collector of anything, you don't understand that us nerds need to have one of everything. So there's a Tiki bar in San Francisco area called Forbidden Island. This is their mug. And here's one color. Here's another color version of it. Here's another color. So nerds like myself need to have every version of every mug.
Well, that fits in with, are there any Tiki mugs that you don't have yet?
Yeah, I'm going to bring up the two most desirable and my holy grail that I've never seen even in person.
Okay.
I have a holy grail that I am still on the hunt for. Now, to speak of those different colors and sizes, this one also ties into pop culture. So this is called the Bearded Clam Mug from Frankie's Tiki Room, designed by my tattoo artist, Dirk Verman. Now, Dirk Verman had his own tattoo show, and the small white version was on Big Bang Theory. So it has some Tiki Mug collectability and pop culture crossover because Dirk's famous in his own right for tattoos. And then the funny thing is, if you know what a bearded clam is, you're all looking at it right now. It's the nether regions of a woman. This bearded clam is very long. When CBS put it on the Big Bang Theory, they painted a bikini top over her boobies, but left her bush just hanging out there. I'm like, do they not understand what they're looking at?
But to be fair, I've only just noticed that bit. You're very much drawn to the boobies and miss the rest of it.
And here's the other thing people miss. You ready? Did you notice she has 4 arms? No one ever notices because they don't get past the bearded clam and the boobies.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, I see it on the big one.
Which big?
the big mug.
So the brown one was the first version. The white one was the second. They did a limited run of what they call pink satin, and then the big one was an accident from the factory. It is 19% larger than it should be. And so a very specific drink goes in there. And so when those accidental big ones came into the bar, I'm sitting there one night and I said to Mike, the bartender, I go, is that bearded clam bigger than it should be? He slams it on the bar in front of me. He goes, what the hell am I going to do with this? The drink looks so tiny in it now because it's way too big.
Fill it up.
Excuse me, this is the bar where you had 2 drinks.
Yeah, but it was bloody lethal.
Yeah, and you want him to fill that big cup up.
It was bloody lethal, that.
All right, so let me take off that screen share for now, and I'm going to answer those 2 questions. And I'll show you what.
Jason, can I ask you a question?
Oh, absolutely. Hit me.
Why have you not got your own tiki bar? Proper one, like?
So we like living here, and living here, like I thought I would work the doorman at Frankie's when it first opened. Like, I'll work the door like twice a week and I'll get free drinks. You have to get 3 licenses just to work the door in this town. And so I'm like, all right, I will just be a patron. Screw this town. I mean, I like living here, but there's too many regulations.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, if he owned a tiki bar, he wouldn't be able to drink as much.
He would.
That is our plan in the retirement, though. All right. If you could add my screen share back, I will show you what people are looking for. So again, this doesn't look like a tiki mug, but this is the severed head. So what it is, as you can see, is a head chopped off, turned upside down, and you drink out of the bottom of the bottom of the neck. And Ren Clark was a magician who built a tiki bar in a hotel in Dallas, and he brought the magic into the tiki bar. He was one of the first ones, or maybe the first one, to bring magic. Like, you went into the elevator in the lobby and went down, and he built the elevator shaft so it looked like you were going underwater. And this is one of the most desirable mugs, and I think it's hard to find because it's so thin. Like, these modern mugs are very thick. It's so thin. I'm going to guess a lot of them didn't make it over the years. And this is probably from the 60s. No naked men cups yet. But
even Tiki's sexist.
This mug is about anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. And I do have one, and then this is the other. Okay, so although it isn't the first mug, a lot of people think it is. This is from a bar. It was from a bar called Tiki Bob's in San Francisco. This is the Tiki Bob logo. And so back in those days, people would just borrow your design and make it. And so what the producers of Elvis's Blue Hawaii did was they borrowed the design of the mug, made one, and they had a bunch of theater owners from across the country come in for a screening of Blue Hawaii. And I think this was the first swag you got from like a red carpet thing, because they gave a mug to everyone who came to the screening. Well, there's only 500 people. I'm sure some got broken over the years. So this one transcends two huge categories, Tiki Mug collectors and Elvis collectors. And so this one used to be about 1,500, and with a few auctions recently, high-end auctions, not like eBay auctions, but like, you know, those big Hollywood auctions, it's up about $3,000 now.
Ooh.
What's the best tiki drink? That's like saying who's your favorite kid, because there's so many good ones. You know, the Mai Tai is the kind of the standard. The problem with the Mai Tai is it's very bastardized, where a lot of people don't make it right. They make the Hawaii version of a Mai Tai, and the Hawaii version ain't right. And so I wouldn't say that. One of my favorites is 3 dots and a dash. That was invented by Down the Beachcomber. As we won World War II, 3 dots and a dash is Morse code for V for victory. And so that became one of his signature drinks. And and that drink is available at almost every tiki bar in the country. And then, Belle, the one I cannot find. There was a bar in San Francisco called Zombie Village. And what was unique about this mug, this is the one side. And so you're thinking, kind of plain and boring. It's just a palm tree. But since the bar was called Zombie Village, this is the other side with a zombie coming out of the mug. So the one side's very dark and the zombie's face is coming out. It's actually 3D. And then the other side is just a palm tree. So if you walked into a secondhand store and saw just that palm tree sticking out, you might not even grab it.
You know, sometimes I think we've had this conversation before, like when we was in the States, but sometimes like the thrift stores and charity shops, they put them in like the vase or jug sort of area, don't they? Not like mugs.
Yep. And you can pop the share screen off now if you don't mind, Chris. Yeah, they always put in the vase section. And then the newest thing, for whatever weird reason, I have found them a lot lately in the candle section. I don't get it. Yeah.
So that one you've just shown us then, that's the one that's your holy grail.
That's my holy grail. Right. I cannot find it anywhere. I've never even seen it in a friend's collection. And
what would you be willing to pay if you could find it?
Well, if Stacy's not watching, I'd be willing to pay $1,000. If Stacy is watching, I'd be willing to pay $200. Happy wife, happy life.
That image is imprinted in my head from now on. I'm going to be
look out. Clam?
No.
Oh, that's what I've got.
I'm going to look out at the boot sales for those. I'll never ever see it.
I liked Uncle Albert said arms. I didn't get past the clam.
I will say, whoever asked about the naked men, there are no naked men, but there is. So tiki, it comes from Polynesia, and there's the thing called the Polynesian Triangle. The triangle goes from Hawaii all the way down to New Zealand, and then all the way over to South America, because it incorporates the Moai of Easter Island. And so then there's Rarotonga, there's all these different types of tikis. Well, the Rarotonga tikis tend to have a penis. So I do have mugs with penises. They're just tikis, not men.
Okay.
So if you want a penis mug, they are out there. I did not bring any penis mugs today, but
I think Ann Summers has got some, haven't
they? All right, so let me educate a little bit and show people what they should be looking for.
Glad you added penis on mug on the end of that.
Okay, so Tiki Farm is a real good company. They've been around since 2000. They are probably the biggest manufacturer of mass-produced mugs. They are made in China. I am going to show you some crappy mugs I don't want you to pick up that are made in China. So don't let the made in China be your guide, because there are a lot of good mugs made in China, but there's a lot of crap made in China too. So it's more so about the brand than the location of it being made. But let's go back to vintage. So as I said, the San Francisco Tiki Bob, a lot of people stole it. This one was actually from New Orleans, the Valley High of New Orleans. Focus on that. There we go. And so they stole that too. So the Valley High one's worth about $300. If you find a San Francisco one, it's worth $500 to $600. You find the Elvis one, you're talking $3,000.
So you've not got an Elvis one yet?
Oh yeah, I have an Elvis one too.
You got an Elvis one?
I got the Elvis one because someone got impatient. What they did was they wanted $2,000 for it on eBay. They ran an auction and no one jumped in to bid $2,000. And then a week went by and they started a new auction at $1,800. And then a week went by and they started a new auction at $1,600. And I watched until they got to $800. I'm like, okay, this mug's worth 12 to 1500. I'm gonna throw a bid at 800, and I won for 820. Some jackass bet 810. I bet 820, and I got it. But now that it's worth $3,000, I got a hell of a deal.
I'd kill you if you spent $800 on a tiki mug.
Levels, though, isn't it?
There's Down the Beachcomber rum barrel. So besides the coconuts, you'll see a lot of barrels. One of the most famous drinks is the rum barrel, and it's potent and it's huge. And so typically these barrels are very big, usually about 3 ounces of rum. One of those ounces being 151, the most potent rum. So you cannot drink a lot of rum barrels. You'll be falling down drunk. Okay, so let's take a side trip into, if you saw this, you would not think highly collectible, worth a shit ton of money. You would think 4th grade art project gone horribly wrong. This is a very expensive bowl from Trader Vic's in Hawaii.
It does look a bit homemade.
Yeah. So, Don the Beachcomber was married to Cora, the woman I showed you. They got divorced. He got recruited into the war. He came back. The mob was like, do we need to keep paying this guy? So he kind of left, and Hawaii wasn't a state yet. So he was able to go there to set up shop as Don the Beachcomber because it was different than the mainland. And so he built the international marketplace in Waikiki, and then Trader Vic was ready to open a restaurant in the international marketplace alongside Don. And Vic pulled out the last second, and the guys that were building it for him said, we're not pulling out. So they left it as Trader Vic's, even though it had nothing to do with Trader Vic. And so they hired a local company, and this is the quality of the work. Now, although it looks hokey, this bowl is probably worth like $500.
Wow, that's mental.
And it's made by a company called Polynesian Pottery. Most people think that says PIP, but it's just P period.
Okay.
And it will say Trader Vic's on the bottom of all these. And there's different ones, but this is the best one I have. So I wanted to show you because you'd be like, someone took a marker and just drew that out. You know?
Yeah.
And then from the same company, I should have the picture ready. My first tiki bar when I was 4.5 years old was a place called the Tahitian Lanai in Waikiki. And so this is one of their mugs. So, there's
that looks like somebody's made it at a pottery class where they've been learning.
And there's no graphic to it. There's no tiki, there's no skull, and so again, most people would not even think twice about this.
But that one's got a handle, and most don't seem to have handles.
Yeah, most don't have handles, and that's the big thing. These are mugs, handle or not. I see people who are new to it. They go, well, it doesn't have a handle, so I won't call it a mug. It's a mug. This is the bucket mug. It has 3 different tiki faces on it. And this is a plain one. There's no location, nothing on the bottom, but this is probably worth about $20. But bars and restaurants all over the country and probably all over the world used them, and then they would put their name on it. So that's when the value kicks up. Depends on which location you have. Like there was a Chinese restaurant in Cleveland that I have the mug from. It's worth like $40. This one's worth probably like $100.
Yeah,
because it's hard to find.
We found the same with the Starbucks cups. You get your bog standard Starbucks cups and they're not worth anything, but if you get them from unusual places, they can be worth £50-60.
So when I talked about Steve Crane being married to Lana Turner, he owned a big place in Beverly Hills called the Luau. And so Sheraton said, hey, can you recreate that in all our lobby bars? Can you imagine? I wish that we were back in those times. If you stayed at a Sheraton, the lobby bar was a tiki bar called Kontiki Ports, and they were all over the world. This one was from Waikiki. They were all over the United States. They were in Canada. And so he built these little versions of his big place in Beverly Hills right in the lobby.
Cool.
All right. Who watching has one of these?
I would like one.
So that's our home bar. We contracted to have our own mug made. We sold it in 3 different glazes. This was the original glaze. We live in Vegas, hence the Den of Sin.
And all the nerds have to have one of each.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Sneaky.
Now, this is the most common tiki mug of all time. It is called the Leilani. They don't all say it on the bottom, but they all look like this. So if you found one of these, it's worth about $4.
That's got the same face as ours.
That's it.
Yeah, that's like ours. See?
Oh yeah. Well, it's not far off.
Now, if you find them in lots, I just had a friend who sold a lot of 6 for $60 plus shipping to a Hawaiian store in Hawaii. That's the best. But by themselves, because there's probably 10 billion in existence, they're not worth a ton.
So really, that kind of mug that you just held up, that's probably, you know, there's a good chance that if we find any in the UK, it's probably going to be one of those more than any
yes,
others.
or these. So let's
like
go. Let's hop over to here's what you don't want.
Okay.
There's a company called Dynasty Wholesale, the DW right there, that took a bunch of vintage mugs, made new modern versions of them, and they're horrible. And they're cheap. You can buy these mugs new for $3. So we've coined DW means don't want. You don't want these. So this is just one example. They made a bunch, but they're just very dumb, crappy versions of vintage mugs.
Okay.
Like there's no detail. There's no good lines. There's no nooks and crannies. It's just generic as generic can be. So you'll find those quite a bit. You'll find quite a bit of accoutrements. They make also very shitty, generic, boring mugs. Again, if you find a bunch, you can sell them as a lot, but by themselves, they're worthless. These are so worthless and awful and don't even really look like tikis. They don't even have a brand. These are horrendous. They come in a set of 4 in 4 different colors. They're terrible.
These are all the ones that we'll be able to find.
And then lastly, Libby been making glassware for 100 years. They also make mugs. Again, generic and boring. But if you find them and want to create a little tiki bar and make drinks, this is the mug you use for your drunk friends.
Or me. Give it me.
Yes.
All right. So talking about going back to modern stuff, how they've made them works of art. It's just insane how cool things have gotten. So Strongwater is a tiki bar in Anaheim. It's amazing, and again, made by Tiki Farm.
Yeah. So do they keep upping the ante on these mugs? Are they getting more and more?
And they keep upping the price, but people are paying them because they're awesome. Now the new thing in collecting is here's the bearded clam. They now come in amazing boxes. Because they used to come in just plain brown boxes. They used to come in boxes that look just like this. And now some of the bars are like, well, let's make art on our boxes too.
Cool. Debbie says that she'd still buy the terrible ones.
I know. Debbie's cute.
I would, to be honest. I would.
This is the Frankenstein mug from Frankie's. Just amazing works of art on the box themselves.
So you need another storage unit just for all the boxes for your tiki mugs as well.
Oh yeah. One more to go back to what you don't want. These aren't bad nor good, but they've made this exact glass tiki for about 60 years. And so in existence, and the look hasn't changed a bit. This one's a little bit taller than most. So it's frowny face on one side, smiley on the other. But legitimately, there's probably 50 million in existence. So to find them, they're good for being a pen holder, but that's about it.
Do many get made in glass? Because I haven't seen many glass ones.
That's the majority of it is right there.
Right.
And then we were talking about, as we started, Geeky Tikis. So my friend Brandon owns the brand Geeky Tikis. And they make pop culture tikis. So tiki collectors, old school mug collectors who collect things like...
We've got the brothers to that.
Tiki Bob won't be collecting this usually. So it's a different customer that you're aiming towards. Doesn't mean that there's not money in these, but if it's still being produced by them, there won't be too much money. But if it's one of the things that they retired, it will be. For instance, and they make really big things nowadays, like the whole land speeder.
Oh, wow.
And Luke and R2-D2. And they just debuted a whole ton of new stuff at the new Star Wars convention. So that's pretty cool.
Well, what have you got behind there? We've got R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Sorry, it's a bit bright. Can we get in?
Yeah. There it comes. Woo! Yeah, that's the first R2. I was like, dude, why didn't you add some blue to that first R2?
Yeah, it's just
he goes, I know, that was a mistake.
I mean, I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, and the only ones I have really are Star Wars.
And then Mondo
me, what
Tiki
the gremlin?
is
Oh yeah, that.
Mondo is a website that has license to make cool records of old soundtracks, and they make a lot of
I've seen
horror
those
posters.
ones.
And
Yeah,
they started doing mugs.
I was watching a few of those alien ones.
Yep. So this
They're
one's
nice.
worth about $150.
That's nice. I like that. Is Big Steven, he'd like those.
Mm.
And
Yes.
then if you're super artistic, so this is a modern Trader Vic's mug that my buddy Tiki Diablo did. And inside here are two little light bulbs. You pull out the thing to get it going, and you drop them inside here, so the eyes and the nose are glowing red while you're drinking your drink.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah.
I do not know Royal. I'm maybe guessing that's supposed to be Glenn, or is it Jen?
Jen, I think.
Yeah, Royal Jen.
I don't know that, so I can't answer that. And then Monk Tiki is another company that started in 2000. They're up in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and they make all kinds of cool, different things.
Look at that.
Now, they live in Astoria, and so let's go pop culture now. What is Astoria, Oregon famous for?
What is a historian?
Astoria, A-S-T-O-R-I-A.
Astoria.
Oh, Astoria. I thought you said a historian.
I don't know, Jason.
Let's see if the chat knows. What is Astoria, Oregon famous for? It's
Somebody
very much a
will
pop culture thing. So I know how much you love pop culture stuff.
Depends if it's Marvel or anything like that.
No,
then
no.
I probably won't.
Old school 80s, baby.
Oh.
All right. Oh, boom.
Doing it?
Del Boy Dan got it. So that's where Goonies was filmed. So Monk Tiki is a family-run business. They moved from Portland to Astoria, and they're opening a tiki bar, and they're funding it by making cool mugs. So this is the Misfits logo into one of their melting skulls, and they call it Chunk Loves Punk.
Oh.
And so they have a lot of, and they recreated the Hawaiian shirt he wore with their stuff on it. And so I love contributing because A, this is a collectible that I'll appreciate and value. B, I like the family that runs it. And C, I like their products. And so we're going to go visit the bar in the fall.
I'm in shock right now. You need to have a word with Debbie. I'm in shock.
Now, along with Tiki Mugs, the art of the cocktail swizzle too. So that's from a bar called Ventiki. And then one of the original Tiki bars is called the Tiki Tea in Hollywood. That's their swizzle. False Idol is a Tiki bar in San Diego. So very cool pieces of art here. Three Dots and a Dash is a drink, but it's also a bar in Chicago.
Mm.
And again, getting back to let's make it interactive and fun. Here's a mug from Frankie's. Here's a swizzle that goes with the mug, and it goes right in the hole.
Ah,
That's cool.
Did we bring one of them back?
A mug?
No.
A swizzle?
A swizzle.
Yeah, we have. We've got a couple somewhere.
All right, I got a couple more things, and then I'll take any questions.
Okay.
Someone saw the moais in my pictures. That is a moai from Easter Island. This is a very ubiquitous mug. There's tons of them out there. But when you're selling to collectors, if it has the original sticker, come on, focus. Let me get my finger in there. So it says, there we go. OMC Japan, and that stands for Odagiri Mercantile Company. And this one will be worth like $20, but then a lot of them will have on the back a location, a bar, a restaurant. And so your hope is it's one of the bars or restaurants that lasted a very small time because you'd only find a few mugs. And so these can be worth upwards of like $300 depending on which one you find.
Dum.
Oh, okay. So we go from, we'll finish on bowls. So when you want, think pre-COVID, please. When you want to share a drink with your buddies at the bar, you get the bowl drink. So they'll be like, this will be about 3 cocktails worth in this big bowl. This is a modern one made for Trader Vic's. But I have 2 that were thrifted from Trader Vic's that are very unique. And I'm the only 2 in the world that have them. So my friend was thrifting in the Valley, and for those of you who know movies like Karate Kid, Valley Girl, those were all set in the Valley, which is in LA. And she was in a thrift store and she found a tiki bowl for $7. She sent me a picture. I go, what in the hell? And so she picked it up and sent it to me. And it's a Trader Vic's bowl. And I know Trader Vic's granddaughter. Her name's Eve, and she runs the company right now. I said, Eve, how in the world did a bowl unglazed get out to the world? So somehow someone stole one from the factory before it got glazed, and then it ended up at a thrift store in the Valley. She goes, man, I have no idea. She goes, I've never even seen an unglazed one outside of, when we were producing them at the plant. So that made it to a thrift store. And then this one I bought on eBay. It is a Trader Vic's bowl from 63. Very common, million of these in existence, not worth a ton, except who I bought it from. I bought it from Tori Spelling of 90210 fame, and her dad was Aaron Spelling, who created Fantasy Island and The Love Boat and Charlie's Angels. So she was selling her personal stuff on eBay, and I bought her tiki bowl.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, and then lastly, the new thing now is when people who collect tiki get married, they have their own custom mug made. So this is my buddy Chris and his wife Tally got married, and so this was the gift they gave to everybody leaving the wedding.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Did we give people gifts? I don't think we did. I don't think we did they?
The gift was our wedding.
They got a cookie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I keep saying this last thing. There's also salt and pepper shakers. They can be. Yeah. And speaking of little baby ones, this mug is a very famous mug. It's been around forever. This is the modern version. It's called the Suffering Bastard. And sometimes they'll make the baby ones.
Oh, yeah. That's
full
cute.
mug, shot glass.
That's cute.
And a lot of bars will do little shot glasses too, because not everyone wants to take home a
They
full
are
mug.
cool.
I like the
We'll
shot
take home
glasses.
shot
We
glasses.
can collect the shot glasses.
All right, that's all my examples. So
Wow.
well
done. They were awesome. They were brilliant. Love those mugs. You
now,
got so many.
find everyone watching. Find me on Facebook, Jason T. Smith. Friend me, and if now don't forget the time change, because most of you are in Europe and I'm in the United States. But if you find something, send me a picture. If I'm awake, I'll always answer if it's yay, good, or B, no, or C, yes, it's good, and I'll buy it from you.
That brings us on to, right, I wanted part of the reason to bring you on was I wanted to launch this UK TIKI Treasure Hunt, because I hardly ever see either Tiki related items or Tiki mugs in the wild. So when I say in the wild, I'm talking about charity shops, flea markets, car boot sales, that kind of place. Not going out searching for it online, because you can find anything you want online. It's in the wild when you're out and about, just doing your shopping and doing all your thrifting and that. So I'm wondering who wants to get involved in this Tiki treasure hunt in the UK, because we hardly ever find it. We hardly ever find this stuff. Now, just whilst you're all thinking about that, put your hands up in the chat if you want to join in this little game. I actually found my first Tiki mug at a car boot sale last weekend, and the video for it, like the boot sale video, will be out this coming weekend. So this is a bit of a preview, and it's this guy,
Admiral Akbar, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
it's
Admiral
a trap.
Akbar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that features in the video as well. So yeah, I found this. It cost me about £3.50.
Okay.
And he's actually worth a decent amount for geeky tikis. Because he's pretty rare. I mean, you can't actually find one of these on eBay at the moment. So I put it up for about 40 quid, £45. So there you go.
Yeah, now you say that, I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen that one in person. Not that I've seen every single Geeky Tiki in person, but
on eBay, there's some smaller Akbars, some little ones like about that big, but not the big one. So that's an unusual one, I think, because I couldn't see one. Also, I found this. Now, Jason told me before we came on air
It's shit.
that it's not it's not Tiki, but it's Tiki-ish.
So the problem is Tiki and African and witch doctor, like even like Creole stuff, some people don't know the difference, so they get
Yeah.
combined. And then when you start to hunt for things online, because I find a lot of stuff to flip just on eBay, on Craigslist, which I don't think you guys have, but people say tiki, and then you look at it as an African piece, or people say tiki and it's a witch doctor piece. There is a little bit of crossover. I do have some witch doctor stuff in our house. We have a whole collection of witch doctor mugs that no one else has ever seen in full. Like every one of my friends, like, man, I've seen 1 and 2s of those, but one person found the whole collection of 6.
Got a few hands up there.
Yeah. So anyway, you don't have to sign up to it, right? But if you guys want to go looking for anything tiki, especially tiki mugs, whilst you're out and about at boot sales and charity shops, if you find something, get a picture of it, send it to me or Jason, and we'll try and collate these pictures of what we can find in the UK, and then we'll reconvene in a few weeks' time and see what we've found.
Or see what we haven't found.
What we haven't found. And there might even be a prize up for grabs. I might be willing to let go my first tiki to the best one that gets found. Okay.
See, the real prize would be if they find something, Chris, that I need, I'll buy it from them.
Well, there you go, guys. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Frankie's Tiki Room, we borrowed these.
We borrowed them.
Little matchsticks. They're not being given away.
The nice thing about living here and having a tiki bar here, Frankie's, is nowhere else in the world do the tiki bars stay open 24 hours. So when friends come in, if it's 9 a.m., if it's 3 p.m., it's 4 a.m., we can stop by and get a Mai Tai no matter what time because they're always open.
I have no idea what we drank when we came. All I know, it was lethal.
All I know is he just kept pouring the rum. And it was like, there's no such thing as a shot. He just kept pouring it.
So, and also, by the way, if those who are watching from England and Europe, there are a ton of tiki bars throughout Europe that we planned a whole 10-day vacation around back in 2017. We ended up at tiki bars in England, France, the Netherlands, and Belgium. Cool. And we hit like 9 or 10 tiki bars in those 4 countries.
Shabatron mentioned the Wahiki Tiki Bar.
Wahiki Tiki, yeah. There was one in Manchester where we used to live that we went to. I think we might have sent you pictures of it before.
We had like cooler girls or something cups.
Yeah,
that we were drinking out of.
There you go. Lots of people.
There was 2 because what was that one that we went downstairs to that we didn't realise was a tiki bar as well?
Oh, what was that one? I don't know.
It was in the northern quarter, and you went downstairs into it. That was a tiki as well.
There you go. Lots of people joining the hunt. Right.
Cool.
So if you want to, you can send a picture when you find something, or if you want to stick it on Instagram, you can hashtag it. I've created a hashtag that no one else is using at the moment for a reason, probably. UK TIKI Treasure. If you use that, I'll be able to see it when you post it. But I'll leave that up for a bit.
Kathy said, "Is the master from Crash Bandicoot, Chris?"
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's is it Aka or something? I think it's. No, Uka or Aka or something. Can't remember.
Pretty sure that's a song.
I don't know. Yeah, so lots of people.
Santa said even though he's not in the UK, he's still.
You can join in. Yeah, I mean, if you're watching from abroad, you can join in as well if you want. It's fine.
So if you find yourself in London, Trailer Happiness is the tiki bar in London. There's a bunch, but Trader Vic's too. But Trailer Happiness is a modern one, really doing it cool. The thing about Trader Vic's in London is if you go during the week, I didn't realize it becomes basically a nightclub Friday and Saturday night, and it was $50 to get in. And we had went on Tuesday when it was quiet and we had dinner and drinks and got to talk to the bar manager and the bartenders. And then we tried to walk in on Friday and they're like, cover charge. I'm like, for a tiki bar? And I could hear the music. I'm like,
yeah.
Crap. All right. So don't go to Trader Vic's on Friday or Saturday night.
There you go. Joanne's in France. She's going to have a look for tikis in France now.
So Joanne, if you're in Paris at all, a buddy of mine from the United States lives there. He owns a bar called Dirty Dick's. It's right next door to Moulin Rouge. And it is amazing. And of all the bold drinks I've drank in my life, he makes the best.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he wanted to show off. So I was with Stacy, my wife, and our friend who happened to be in Paris at the same time as us. And he brought us 3 bowls. Bowls are for 3 people or 4. He brought 3 of us 3 bowls. And I felt like I had to drink them all. And I was so hammered when I left. I'm like, oh, that was a mistake. We took the train back to London the next day, and we were in, I don't know if you guys call it first class or the more expensive ride back. And luckily it wasn't full because I had to lay down all the way to London. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
Sounds like he did a you. Cherry says she sent you a message.
Oh, I'll have a look.
Glam's Closet says they're in Missouri in US. Where would be a good place to find tiki there?
So St. Louis has a tiki bar. It's not real good, but you have one there. And so that's a good place to start. And that is called, I've drank there. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Taha Twisted Tiki.
Do you know what I love about this? Not only do you have all this information on tiki cups, but you can also go to, you're like a directory for where all the tiki bars in the world are as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. You shoot me out a city in the United States or even countries. Even if I haven't been there, I know because they're all on the to visit list. Every one of them. And so we're already planning on a European trip in probably about 2 years. And I'm like, okay, these are the tiki bars I want to revisit. And then these are the ones we want to go see that we haven't been to yet. Because the best Trader Vic's in the world is in Germany. So we got to get there. There's a great tiki bar my mom went to in Italy. And so it's going to be a lot of train rides and a lot of tiki drinks. And I'll probably see the European things you should see, like the Coliseum in it, But tiki bars first and then everything else second.
Glam says they've been dying to try Hot Twisted. Great to have an excuse.
I think that was Twisted, but it auto-corrected it to hot.
There you go.
So the thing I didn't like about that place is they had good rums, but then they use like really mediocre rums for the cocktails themselves. I'm like, you got good rums. I see them on your shelf. Why not make your drinks with better rums? But apparently Missouri is not the hotbed of high rum cocktails.
They use the cheaper ones, don't they? Because they make more profit.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Right,
Yeah, there's a sketchy tiki bar here in Vegas that they advertise half off our Mai Tais at happy hour. What they don't tell you is they switch from good rums to crap rums. So it really ain't half off, but to your pocketbook, it feels that way. And people who don't know as well, they're like, oh, this is fine.
But you need to drink twice as many. Just
I had a friend who bartended there. She goes, oh my God, you would not believe the crap rums we switched to at happy hour. Like if your rum comes in a plastic jug, you shouldn't drink that rum.
Oh, what was that one we went to on Deansgate as well? What was that one?
I thought that was the Waiheke.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah, that was.
Because what was the one that we went downstairs at?
That was in the northern quarter.
All right.
My wife and I are going to Disneyland and 2 concerts in 2 weeks in Anaheim, California, and we have half a dozen tiki bars planned out for the weekend we're there. Like I will fit them all in. No, Raleigh, both Carolinas are really a void of tiki bars, but it's the hot thing to own right now, so they are popping up everywhere.
There you go, Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus can move from a cat cafe to a tiki bar.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, wow.
Wow, thank you, Glamour's Closet. $25
Nice.
super chat. That's nice. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it. And everyone's going to take part in the Tiki Treasure Hunt.
I think we need to start these duck races.
Okay. So, Jason, I believe we're going to do an extra duck race.
Yeah, and can I advertise something real quick before the
Of course you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
If you could pop on the screen share for me real quick. All right, everyone, erase Tiki for a quick second from your brain, because besides knowing my shit about Tiki, I am the expert at selling CDs. I've been selling CDs online for 22 and a half years, about the same time I started collecting Tiki, oddly enough. And I've been teaching courses over the past probably 6 years on flipping CDs. And the one good thing about, and that's why I want to talk about on this show, truly, music is a universal language. You guys will find things in the UK that people will want all over the world. And so it's not a thing that's only kind of like Tiki. You'll definitely find more in the US than you will in, Europe, but music is everywhere. And when I was in Europe with my wife, we found a ton of music to bring back and resell. So I'm teaching a class tomorrow night. That is Tuesday. I mean, it'd be tomorrow night for me. FlippingCDs.com is the website. And these are the topics we're going over. So when I teach a class, I bring it, Chris. I don't know if you've taken any of my classes, but
yeah,
there's a couple people in the chat that have taken my classes. the 20 brand new bolos, I'm going to share 20 CDs right at the top that I've never shared before, that if you found all 20, and these are things that are kind of easily found, that would be $1,500 worth of CDs. So I don't ever share so obscure things you'll never find them, but I share things like, look, you can walk into a thrift store, go to this section, and 1 out of 5 times you'll find this CD. So I'm talking about that. I'm talking about how you can find CDs in antique stores. If you only have time for one section in the record store, the soundtracks is where all the money is. You can find vintage CDs that are still sealed. This CD is from 81 and it's still sealed. So someone bought this in 81, never opened it, and it's still sealed. So we're going to talk about that. Selling on Discogs. Discogs is the main platform to sell music, has the cheapest fees of any selling platform. And then if you buy a whole collection, how to process it. And then if you've been doing this for a while, how do you keep it flowing so it doesn't get stagnant and things don't sit around too long? So if that interests you, either A, go to flippingcds.com to sign up, or hit me up on Facebook before tomorrow night, and I'll be happy to give you any more information. And thank you for the time. And as a thank you, I'm going to give a prize away.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You want to see the prize now? Or
yeah, go.
All right. So I put a little tiki pack together for some lucky winner. So this is a miniature tiki mug. It's called the Tiki-nator. This was when Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California. And so they made full-size mugs and then the shot glass version. So I'm going to send you that.
That is amazing. I want that.
I'm going to send you a sticker from Frankie's. I'm going to send you a swizzle from Frankie's. That is the owner's head on the top of, oops. Oh, no, it was that way. That's the owner's head on the top of a spear. It says Frankie's. A coaster from Trader Sam's, the shirt I'm wearing, the tiki bars at Disneyland and Disney World, and a Mai Tai glass from our home bar. This is a Don the Beachcomber logo. Can you imagine there are people who claim I'm not into tiki? And so I had glassware created. We're going to be calling our bar in our new house in Phoenix the Secret Beach, and then I redid the old Don the Beachcomber logo of him drinking rum off his belly on the other side.
That's cool.
So someone, I don't care where you live, I will send this to you. Someone's going to win that prize back.
There's a very, very high chance that it could go to someone in the UK. Be prepared.
Oh, hey, I've been selling online for 22 years. I have shipped around the world since day one.
We need one of those with a secret beach. That's what you call where you walk the dog.
Oh, yeah.
I'll send you one. Yeah, I don't think I have your current address, so message me later. I'll send you one.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, brilliant. It's not really the secret beach. He just calls that because technically we're not supposed to go on it because it got gated off because it had a landslide, but we ignore that.
Take our lives in our hands. Right, okay. Let's set up this duck race, and Jason's going to commentate.
Oh shit! Hold on. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I had facts. I forgot to give I wanted to start with my facts. Okay, ready?
Go on.
Right now on eBay, 4,400 tiki mugs for sale, at least on ebay.com. In the last 90 days, 3,400 have sold. 3,400 completed. Of those 3,400, 2,600 sold. So 76% of the tiki mugs listed actually sold. And of the 2,600 sold, 1,200 or a little under 50% sold for 50 or more. Okay. The 10 highest sold in the last 90 days. What do you think the 10 highest sold add up to, Chris? This will blow your mind.
10, what they add up to, all 10, the highest ones.
Yeah, so I took the 10 highest sold in the last 90 days.
5,000.
$21,133.
I was closer. I said 10.
You were.
And I found out I own 4 of the 10 that sold. So my wife's like, sell them. And then to give you a bigger number, in the last year using Terapeak, 20,029 tiki mugs were sold on ebay.com for a total of $1,650,000.
Wow.
This is why I teach people, because there's money to be made.
There is money to be made.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I wanted to get that out.
No,
everybody wants your prize looking at this.
I know.
All right, cool.
Some great prizes, and there's money to be made in tiki if we can find it.
I mean, people go crazy for this duck race when all the winning is that. So yeah, your prizes are cool.
That's not tonight's prize.
I know that's not tonight's prize.
Okay, right. Let me get this set up. So the first race we're going to do is going to be for Jason's freebies, and we're just going to make it a real quick 30-second
Do a minute.
All right, a minute.
30 seconds isn't even worth it.
I know. Okay, a minute race. Let's just shuffle them up. All right, let's share the screen. And Jason, are you going to commentate on this?
Sure.
You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the starting line, all our ducks. All
This
your
is
ducks.
the
Actually.
highlight of the show for everybody.
Okay. Where's my share screen? Hang on. There it is. Share screen. We need a little bit of music.
Do 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 do.
We need some tiki music on this list here. Let's have a look. Feeding the ducks. Let's go down to 20. No, go to 20, 30. There we go. Okay, right, we're ready. Here we go. Let's shuffle them up. And this guys, is for Jason's giveaways. I'm not in it. Here we go. Do you want to count us in?
Ladies and gentlemen, in 3, 2, 1, bang. And they're off, boy, coming out the gate fast as Husty's Emporium. He ain't going to last. That's way too quick out the gate. I see Tori starting to fade a little bit, but she was touching the beginning of the pack. Oh, Kathy, can you hold strong the entire race? Oh, here comes Brooke. Brooke's coming on hot. This is exhausting. Oh, dang, Tam and Belle coming out in the red duck that matches the Den of Sin mug. I love that duck. Hell yeah. Man, Brooks hanging tight. Brooks up there. Hussies is still up there. Cherry Jane is coming on strong with the purple, my all-time favorite color. Oh boy, I see Del Boy Dan. Oh nope, he backed off. Oh, everyone's losing steam. Come on, Ducks, you can do it. Tad Peddler, kick it into overgear. I see Cy sitting there with a little Santa hat on. Oh, we got 7 seconds left. Who is going to come from behind and win the race? Oh, everyone backed off. And coming on strong is Candace with her winner.
Candice. Now, I don't know if she's watching.
I haven't seen a comment, so if you are watching, Candice, drop us a line.
Drop us a line, and we'll get Candice's details for you, Jason, and pass them on.
Yep.
Thank you so much for those prizes.
I'll ship it out as soon as I got it.
Oh,
brilliant.
He's left the duck quacking in the background as always.
Well, we're going back to it in a minute for this week's. We've got it's a canvas art of a duck, and it's been donated by Anya Double Karma, and she's going to send that out to the winner. So that's what we're playing for next.
Have we got a picture?
We have, but I haven't got it handy.
Oh, okay. So it's a surprise.
Imagine if you will.
Okay, so are you ready for a 2-minute commentary this time? This is going to be tough. Now, I just need to make sure that I can actually restart this.
Tonks says she's disappointed.
Okay, yeah, it's restarted.
Laura says, what about the bug brush?
That's for another week. We're not on that yet.
What have I not seen? What is this?
It's a Donald Trump toilet brush.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to do a minute again because I can't come out and redo it. So we'll have to do a minute again.
Why can't you just click?
No, because if I do it, I might not get it back. I don't know if I can get it back. Oh, I could lose all my names. Oof. No, let's not risk it. Okay. It's a minute. You've got a reprieve. We'll shuffle them up a bit.
You need to go on this duck race and play around with it so you know what you can and can't do.
I know, but I've never done 2 races in one now, have I? This is uncharted territory.
And say who's got enough lung power to go 2 in a row here?
I know. Right, here we go then, guys. This is the next one. Do you want to count it in again, Jason?
Sure. Ladies and ducks, start your engines as we begin in 3, 2, 1. Coming out the gate. Kathy again. Kathy, you got to come out the gate a little slower. You come out strong and then boom, you fall apart at the end there. Who else do I see coming on? Tad Peddler still hanging strong. What is that one duck? Is that a teddy bear? Mike Calvin. Oh, there's Brooke and her red duck. I do love that red duck. Hussey's Emporium coming on strong again. Oh, a panda duck. Hello, Bell's Craft Corner. Santa Claus, I see you sitting out there at number 3. Oh, bam. Del Boy Dan, he is like, screw this. I'm going, oh, never mind. I'm out. I'm done. I shut my wad way too soon. You got to hit that nitrous right at the end, not in the middle. All right, we are coming into the finish line packed full. Everyone's vying for space. Who is going to pull ahead in the last 7 seconds? It looks like it's going to be Tonk's Boutique, but I don't think that's going to happen. Craig B, maybe, perhaps? Oh, yay! Craig B is our winner.
Well done, Craig B. Excellent. Right, brilliant. There's Craig B has won the duck canvas art picture. So we'll get that to you. Craig B, if you want to send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, we'll get that out to you, or Anya will send that out directly to you. Good commentary.
You did way better than we've ever done, Jason. Way better. And Chris has a megaphone as well.
Oh shoot, I do too. I should have grabbed it.
Let's see what everyone's saying. Must be Monday. Yeah, you're a bit late, Dave. A bit late. Never mind. You can watch back. What have you got coming up on your YouTube channel, Jason?
So I do 2 shows. I do a couple shows on my YouTube channel. Thrifty Business was just last night. We talked about CDs with my friend who also sells CDs, and then I do another show every other Sunday with my mom, who is 79 years old, sells on eBay, and she kills it. She makes about $2,000 a month at the age of 79, selling on eBay, and she has found so much kick-ass stuff in the last 2 weeks. Our show this coming Sunday on my YouTube channel, Jason T. Smith, she just wants a show, so it's going to be a big thrift haul, kind of like Chris's car boot videos. She's got so much cool stuff to show that she's like, I don't got time to teach nothing. I'm just going to show the cool stuff, which is all things that everyone else could find and be aware of, kind of like TIKI Mugs. So Jason T. Smith is my YouTube channel. Sundays at 7, and then I do a little show on Thursdays at 8. Well, that would be East Coast American time.
Yeah. Just go and sub Jason's channel. If you can't catch it live, you can watch it back. Yeah, and a reminder to everyone about the TIKI Treasure Hunt. If you want to take part in it, see what you can find out in the wild at boot sales, flea markets, charity shops, not by searching it online and then pretending that you got it somewhere. Yeah, and then send me a picture, and we'll reconvene in a few weeks' time, and we'll see who has actually found the best TIKI mugs, and I might give away this guy. In fact, I'll commit to it. This was my first TIKI find. I'll let that go because Jason said it's crap. So
now I feel bad. You were going to keep it, and you're like, I'll send my crap to somebody else.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's what we do with the duck race. We basically just send people a load of rubbish.
And now we've got other people sending everybody else their stuff too.
But their stuff's better than ours.
It is true, to be fair. They send out way better prizes than we do.
I think we're done. Cookie. Yes.
Hi, Cookie. Hi, Cookie.
Look, Cookie. Say hello. Say hello to
Hi,
Jason.
Cookie.
Say hello.
TIKI Claus.
Could care less.
Santa Claus likes to hack into our account on our shows, and he randomly comes up with different names. So this is today's. He's now TIKI Claus.
TIKI
Ho,
Claus.
ho,
You there?
ho.
Are you there?
There is a whole line of TIKI Christmas mugs, so keep your eyes open for those.
Oh, really?
Hey, Chris, if you want me, here I'm inviting myself. If you want me to come back on when we do the show in a couple of weeks, I'll show the Christmas ones.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. We'll give people a chance to find some stuff, and then we'll come back. If you're up for coming back on again, I made that assumption. Right, even asking you.
Look, I mean, on Mondays, I'm either sitting at this desk in Nevada or at my small desk in Phoenix. So I'm always at some desk on Monday morning. So.
Okay, cool. Right, I think that's it. On our channel, we've got a boot sale video at the weekend that will feature these two that I found. You'll see where I got those and how we did the deal, because I bought some other mugs with those. So we did a bungle deal with those.
Bungle.
And what else? Probably a live show one lunchtime this week, or maybe 2 lunchtimes. I'm not sure. We'll see how we get on. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Go and sub Jason's channel as well.
Thank you.
And go and have a look at the thrifting board on Facebook. Lots of good information and lots of TIKI stuff. So that is it. Thanks very much, Jason, for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's always lots of fun and lots of information.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on, and thank everyone in the chat who has nice things to say. And like I said, I'm here to help. You find something, send me a note. I'll send me a picture. I'll tell you what you got.
Thank you. Cheers. Right, thanks everyone. Cheers for watching. See you again soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Are we off?
Are we off? Yeah. We're off.
Oh, does that mean I can go to bed?
Yeah. You want to go to bed?
Oh my god, it's like at least half an hour past my bedtime.
Are you taking me to bed with you?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on, baby. Yes. Cookie, you can come too.